Hi everyone. So today I'm gonna talk about this topic called loss function, which I came across in machine learning way years back, and that kind of teaches a very important lesson in a life, right? So loss function, if you are not familiar with AI and this whole thing, let me summarize it in a very short way. So loss function is basically all the so basically in AI we have called training examples, right? And all training example will have some actual answer, and there will be, then we built a model, then model predicts some output, right? Like the intelligence system produces some output, and then we compare what is the original answer was. Like let's say a question answering thing, right? I will have a question and then I will answer. I'll also know the truth answer, actually the answer is, and then there is a prediction from the AI, and we see how far or how close they are, and that differences we sum up, and then mathematically we create a loss function. And what happens is we try each example, see the difference of actual truth and what the model has predicted, and we try to minimize this difference, right? For not by example but lot of example, and overall we get the loss function, right? And the goal of this whole training method is to reduce this loss, like so the prediction and actual are quite same, they don't have much difference, right? And to do that we create a mathematical function. Generally we use root and square error, or maybe a log loss, or some kind of SA, or there are some other uh, there are few loss functions, right? I could not recall all the names. Siamese one of them, Siamese loss function, right? One of them which I could remember. So there are different kind of loss functions, and these loss functions kind of helps the tune the weight such a way that you minimize these errors, right? So in life as well, we we wants to achieve lot of wrong things, right? If you see what society or family tells us, like focus on getting money, uh, focus on getting some wealth, focus on having a good salary, focus on having like your retirement plans, focus on having a car, focus on getting married, right? These are substantial things people are given, like they wants to achieve it, and you kind of tune yourself to get these things right in your life. And what is wrong with this kind of thing, it reminds of me the old way or old convention of doing AI, like writing logic on if and else statement. If this happens this will apply, that is the old AI, right? Rule based approach. For a problem you create certain rules, and those rules will satisfy certain condition, but they will fail on somebody, and then they fail on some, like you will satisfy for this portion of the conditions, then this will fail. If you come and satisfy with this one, this will fail, or you have so many conditions and become very hard to code, or even the answers are not that great. This was old way of doing things before pre AI thing, right? Lot of rule based method, and that was very hard to, as a developer it was very hard to do, and getting the right answer it becomes very bad, and nobody received a lot of success. But soon AI and everything, we decide that if we have a good loss function, right? And so these things which I told you, these things are very, it's not bad things to have. These are one of the important ingredient to be successful for life. Or if you have this, your health is check, your money is check, your finance is check, everything, this kind of thing you have status in your society, if these things are checked, you probably end up having good things in your life, right? But focusing on those things is not right. So what loss function taught me, that if you pick the right goal, right loss function in your life, what you want to optimize in your life, things will automatically, these the basic requirements, right? These features of yourself will automatically be created. Being intelligent, good in maths, good in emotional intelligence, these all whatever you think of, right? So you don't go and practice this thing, get have this to get the real result. What you think about that result, and these things automatically comes into place, right? If you see CNNs and everything, right? Neural network, when we optimize through loss function, when we train it, but we train it, what we do, we indirectly we end up making these features over there, right? Similarly, if I take my life as a loss function and your goal is the basically the loss function what you want to optimize, if you focus on the goal, you will automatically get the things, other things which is necessarily required. Those they have this side effect, right? So these features will be automatically created. I remember when I learned first time CNN. So CNN, when you do the training, in the end, if you explore their features of the CNN kernels, you will see one could find parallel line, one could find circle, one could find eyes. So that becomes one of the classifier itself. Circle classifier or vertical line classifier or horizontal line classifier or some other shape. Same way in our life, if we have a goal and that goal is right, the loss function is right, and there are a lot of incorrect loss function. Like if you are trying to do a regression task, you cannot use log loss, or if you are doing a classification task, you cannot use root mean square error, right? Probably you will get a bad result. And one time when you uh, find that right loss function, and you'll feel like the things which society want us to be, or the family, or the benefits we actually want, that automatically comes, right? That automatically that features being healthy, being emotionally intelligent, being having a good status in the world, having properties, having finances. So these things automatically come in place if you chase the right goal or mindset, right? So having a right loss function will basically create this side effect of being rich or other thing, right? But if you are chasing these side features, right, you are just going back to this AI of the previous world, rule based method, and probably you didn't end up with the right thing because your loss function was wrong and you are chasing the features instead of the loss function, right? So that never worked. So if you could able to find that right goal or the loss function, when I say, in your life, and if you chase toward it, all the side effects, you will automatically be happy, your life will be less stressful, your health will be already one feature done. If you're chasing something good or something which is helpful to people, probably this kind of thing kind of have money. This can be like automatically get monetized, so you will money will be also checked. But if you have a loss function where you wanted only the money, or you only wanted to have health, or whatever status like buying car, financial house, building property, real estate, and these things, you wanted to buy those things, and you are striving to do that, then probably it will not work. And also one of the this thing I remember, so if you see there are so many algorithms and models and everything, right? And there are few models which has very high training time. If you pick any old machine learning models, old in the sense like not the neural network based, like if you say regressors or any any model from sklearn or something, if you see, right, this small model, naive boost, these what they have is their training time is very fast, and you will get result like 87% accuracy, 70%, and they will be really trained to fast. But at some point they will reach where they cannot further improve and they will stagnate. So their training time is fast, the result is very fast, but you will not get the best result. And similarly, I have seen some deep learning model or something which starts very slow. They're in 100 iteration, 200 iteration, their result will be very bad, and slowly say they will learn, and then their accuracy goes 90, 95 and everything, right? So in life, you might have a good solution, and you might find a route which might give you good result, like whose result is faster, but the result will stagnant at some point. It cannot go. If you pick these small models which are tend to be trained faster, the result kind of stops at some point, you cannot improve more. But there are some new deep learning models which kind of starts very bad, their results are very bad initially, and gradually it becomes so good that like other fast training methods will never beat them. So sometimes when you start working on things and you might not get result, and other people are getting result, think them as they are using this small classifiers or kind of models which are very easier and like easy to train and trains really fast, but their output kind of flattens at some point and they can never improve upon it. But if you are following the right approach, you tend to go like very slow, and then you exponentially your results shoot up, and even you cross the other people barrier, right, in terms of accuracy. So yes, so picking up right goals and then picking up the right method, right? So that is very important in life. So these kind of thing, like, very much relatable to AI models and then what we actually do. uh, One more else thing, that yeah, one random starts, right? Some people might find very lucky random starts and they converge it faster, but some people might have a bad random start, right, and still they have to converge. So that you can also think, sometimes you can feel like, okay, maybe I started with the wrong foot, but this doesn't mean that algorithm is bad. This doesn't mean the loss function is bad. You have to keep persistent and keep on going in the life. So a lot of actual learnings are in, like, whenever I see things in terms of modeling, and it's very much related to life as well, like how we do things, right? Even if I tell you one of the teaching, how I remembered about, when I was learning dropouts, right? When I was understanding regularization, basically sometimes model kind of overfits to a training data and then perform really bad. So to get away with them, you use regularization, and then one of the regularization technique was dropout. So how imagine dropout would work? Basically, I used to think like, okay, you're a tennis player, and your model is like a tennis player. You wanted to teach them a training. You want to train them as a good tennis player. How would you do? You play like however the modeling is done. But if you think, you give a glasses, right, to a player who has not pure 100% visibility, but it's like a mesh, like where few chunks of the glass are translucent and some are transparent, like just like a what is a kind of net thing, right? So it kind of brings your vision to 50%, right, or 40% or 70%. Now what you have done, basically you introduce difficulty in training, right? Now the tennis player is like half blind and still he's training. If he could train with half blindness and perform well and get 100% training result, think when the testing comes, that time I remove his blinders, and now he has correct vision, and he had already trained with such a, like like a hard method. Now the real world, when actually is in the competition performing, in the training time it's okay to have these blinders and train, right, just to increase the hardship of this training. When you go in real life and if you remove these blinders, you tend to perform really well, right, because you haven't stick to one kind of thing, right? You haven't stick to a singular, you have trained hard. Same way, just to increase the hardship of the training, people started using dropouts, and that kind of balance the regularization. So this is how I remembered dropouts. So yeah, this loss function teaches the really important feature of life, right? To have the right goal, and other things will automatically be placed. And what the most people do wrong is they think the other things and think that the result will be better, like the happiness of the life will be better. Goal is to have the good, prosperous, well-being life, and then these features become like wealth, money, health. This kind of thing becomes feature, and then people think like, okay, if I chase wealth, if I chase this or something, then I will be happiness. That is the wrong thing. So think about it, let it sink, and do give me a feedback on this video, or any suggestion, or any kind of question you have. I love to read them and reply to you. So see you in the next one.
Who are you? My God! I'm gonna become stronger than anyone around!